Opening an online store can take one afternoon. Building an Australian e-commerce business that survives its first year takes a very different kind of work. Before you buy stock, choose a theme, or spend $1 on ads, run these 10 checks. They cover the customer, the product, your margin, Australian registrations, GST, shipping, returns, safety, trust, security, and the systems that keep orders moving. And stay for check number 6. That is where a product that looks profitable on a supplier quote can quietly become a loss after the first real parcel leaves your door. This is practical education, not legal, tax, or financial advice. The official Australian links are in the description so you can check the rules for your own business. Check 1. Start with a customer problem, not a store theme. Do not begin with a logo, a color palette, or a list of random trending products. Begin with one specific buyer and one clear problem. Ask, who is this for? What are they trying to fix? What are they using now? And why would they change? Then look for evidence. Read marketplace reviews, especially the 3-star reviews. Search the phrases buyers use. Compare products that are already selling. Talk to 10 possible customers before you order 100 units. Your goal is not to prove that people like the idea. Your goal is to learn why they would pay, what makes them hesitate, and what would make the offer easier to trust. Check 2. Make the product survive a real margin test. Revenue is not profit. A $60 order can feel healthy until every cost is on the same page. Here is an illustrative example. A product sells for $59. Product and inbound freight cost $20. Platform and payment costs are $7. Pick, pack, and packaging are $3. Customer delivery is $10. A basic allowance for returns and defects is $2. That leaves $17 before overhead, tax, and advertising. If acquiring that customer costs $15, only $2 remain before your software, storage, wages, and mistakes. Your numbers will be different. The point is the method. Before you reorder, test product cost, inbound freight, channel fees, payment fees, packaging, delivery, returns, defects, discounts, and customer acquisition. Then stress test the result. What happens if delivery rises by $2, conversion falls, or one order in 20 needs a remedy? Check 3. Choose the selling model before the platform. An owned website, an online marketplace, and a social shop do different jobs. Australian government guidance notes that marketplaces can be quick to set up and already have customer traffic. The trade-off is less control, less flexibility, and fees that tend to be higher than running an e-commerce store on your own website. An owned store gives you more control over the brand, the customer journey, and the offer, but you must create your own traffic and trust. A sensible beginner plan is often one primary channel and one learning channel, not 5 channels launched on the same day. Choose where your buyer already shops, then make sure the economics work on that channel. Check 4. Register the business properly. An Australian business number is an 11-digit identifier for your business. The Australian Government Business Registration Service says applying for an ABN is free. But not everyone is entitled to one, so use the official application and answer it accurately. If you trade under a name other than your own legal name, ASIC says you generally need to register that business name. Registering a business name is not the same as owning a trademark. ASIC also warns that a registered business name does not protect you from a claim that you are using someone else's trademark. Before printing packaging, check the business name, the domain, marketplace handles, and existing trademarks. Also choose a structure that fits your risk, ownership, and tax position. Sole trader and company structures are not interchangeable, so get professional advice where needed. Check 5. Understand GST before growth catches you. The Australian Taxation Office says most businesses must register for GST when GST turnover reaches $75,000 or when a new business expects to reach that threshold in its first year. Turnover is not profit. A store can have thin margins and still cross the registration threshold. Once registration is required, the ATO says you generally need to register within 21 days. Do not wait until the end of a busy quarter to discover that your pricing, invoices, and cash reserve were built on the wrong assumption. Track rolling turnover from the start. Know whether your displayed prices include GST, and keep clean records for sales, fees, freight, imports, refunds, and business expenses. Check 6. Price the parcel before you price the product. In Australia, distance and parcel size can change the entire offer. A product that ships cheaply across metropolitan Sydney may look very different when the customer is in regional Western Australia. Australia Post says parcel post prices increased by an average of 4.95% from the 1st of July 2026. My Post business rates also changed. That does not mean every seller pays the same amount. It means your old spreadsheet may no longer be good enough. Pack a real sample. Measure the final parcel, not the bare product. Get an actual carrier quote. Test metropolitan, regional, and remote destinations. Decide whether you will charge shipping, offer free shipping above a threshold, or build delivery into the product price. Then write the delivery promise in plain English. Do not promise dispatch times your stock and staffing cannot meet. Shipping is not a line you calculate after the sale. It is part of product selection. Check 7. Treat returns and product safety as normal operating costs. The ACCC says Australian consumer guarantees are automatic. A blanket no refunds statement cannot remove those rights. Your change of mind policy can have its own conditions, but it must not mislead customers about remedies for products that fail a consumer guarantee. Product safety is another gate, not a footnote. ACCC Product Safety says online sellers must understand Australian safety laws, comply with mandatory standards, avoid banned products, and take recall action when required. This matters before sourcing. Ask the supplier for test reports, warning labels, ingredients, age grading, electrical documentation, or other evidence relevant to the category. Check Australian bans and mandatory standards. Keep supplier and batch records. A product with exciting demand can still be a terrible choice if you cannot prove it is safe and compliant. Check 8. Build trust before buying traffic. A first-time visitor should be able to answer 4 questions quickly. What am I buying? When will it arrive? What happens if something goes wrong? And who is behind this store? Use original product photos or honest, accurate images. Put the main benefit near the top. Show dimensions, materials, compatibility, inclusions, and exclusions. Make delivery and returns easy to find. Display real contact details. Use clear terms and conditions and secure payments. Government e-commerce guidance specifically recommends protecting personal information and making terms, conditions, laws, and consumer guarantees clear and easy to find. More traffic cannot rescue a page that makes a buyer feel uncertain. Check 9. Secure the accounts and design the daily workflow. Australian cybersecurity guidance starts with 3 basic measures. Turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and backup information. Do that for your store, domain, email, marketplaces, payment accounts, advertising accounts, and shipping tools. Do not let one shared password become the key to the whole business. Then map one order from payment to delivery. Where is stock reduced? Who sees the order? How is a label created? When is tracking sent back? What happens to a cancellation, an address change, or a return? At 10 orders, manual copy and paste can feel manageable. At 50, mistracking, overselling, and late dispatch create support work faster than sales create calm. Build the workflow before volume forces you to improvise it. Check 10. Build a business asset, not a pile of listings. Marketplace listings can produce sales, but a durable business also learns what customers value, protects its brand, keeps clean product data, develops repeatable fulfillment, and earns permission to contact customers where the platform rules allow it. Do not depend on one ad, one viral post, one supplier, or one marketplace. Keep your product records, supplier evidence, customer service process, images, and operating knowledge organized. Review contribution margin, return reasons, delivery performance, and stock accuracy every week. That is how a store becomes an asset. The customer promise is clear, the numbers are visible, and the work can be repeated without everything depending on one person remembering the next step. Here is the simple order: customer, product, margin, model, registrations, GST, shipping, consumer obligations, trust, security, and workflow. The software comes after the business logic, not before it. Qorlo helps small e-commerce teams bring orders, fulfillment, inventory, and tracking into a clearer operating workflow, so they can save time and grow with fewer manual handoffs. Save this checklist, use the official links in the description, and subscribe to Qorlo for practical Australian e-commerce lessons. Learn more at qorlo.com.au.